Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So as a person who watches TikTok videos so that you don't have to, there's a lot of talk going on online about Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' space company, and their recent space flight featuring Katy Perry, Gayle King, and a few other high-profile women. So what was supposed to be an exciting trip is now facing quite a bit of backlash. Not a bit, it's a lot. Many people are questioning the purpose of this 11 minutes trip, calling it more of a billionaire joyride, you know, something they'll have to brag about afterwards, than anything meaningful. So critics are saying, with everything that is going on in the country, from struggling, healthcare, homelessness, underfunded support for veterans, this money could have been better spent somewhere else. A lot of people are quite disappointed over this. So I've collected a few of those clips from TikTok, and I want you guys to watch these clips. First of all, I'm gonna play the same clips of these ladies, you know, from when it started and when it ended, and I'm gonna need you to leave your own 2 cents after watching the reactions that this video got from TikTok. I want you to let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. I'll leave my own 2 cents at the end of this video. Let's watch this together.
And here they come.
Here we go.
Loading into the capsule.
And the significance here of the bell, and I should note before I have you that each crew names themselves. They have named themselves the 6 taking up space as each one.
I just have to have a moment with the ground. Let me just appreciate the ground for just a second. Thank you.
Today's episode of Rich People Doing Things Nobody Asked For. 6 women launched into space for a lifetime of bragging rights. It all just feels too familiar. I'm sure you guys remember this, when 5 ultra-wealthy men paid $250,000 each to go into what looked like a soda can controlled by a $30 video game remote to dive to the Titanic wreck, and we all know how that turned out. Now we have 6 women, including Gayle King, Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, blasting into space for 11 minutes, saying that this is inspiring and a good change for our future. Meanwhile, the sane folks down here on Earth are struggling to buy groceries, to pay rent, filling up our cars with gas, but you know, this is our future. Let's just call this what it is. It's an ego boost. It's a billionaire bucket list item. The second I saw that these 2 were there, I damn near rolled my eyes to the back of my head, because you know Chris is likely plotting for the next episode of The Kardashians. We have some chasing a shipwreck, others chasing the moon. Meanwhile, us here down on planet Earth are left chasing bills.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday. I don't brush my teeth, wash my face, and I'm at work. And then I decided to open up social media, and the first thing I see is Katy Perry and Gayle King and an all-female crew going to outer space. Now, I'm trying to figure out what was the reason. Katy, you a singer, Gayle, you a talk show or whatever, interviewer, whatever the case may be, right? Gayle, that's a pill. Is it a sport now? Because I know y'all seen the people that stayed up there for them whole long time. Them people came back looking ancient. Like, that's how y'all know that shit ain't real. Something is going on. Why would y'all want to go there? Like, y'all ain't got enough money to do nothing else that y'all decide to go places that you know that you should not be going. Like, they don't... I'm not understanding. Is it just me? Like, some stuff I don't want to know. Some stuff I don't want to see. Like, why? Who Oprah approved of that?
Gayle King and them were only in space for 10 minutes. 10 minutes and 21 seconds. I'm thinking this is a big thing. I'm thinking it's going to be like a week long, baby. But you know what? I will say it's a good thing that it was only 10 minutes. That's all that Gayle could handle. Y'all know Gayle had no business in the first place. Katy Perry and the rest of them was like, whoa, Gayle. Did y'all see the clip of her ringing the bell? Y'all see how everybody is excited? Smiles on their faces. We going to space. Now look at Gayle. Gayle, you really don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, my darling. I think Gayle was probably that scared. Well, one, because it's space. Like, who wouldn't be scared? But also, this is right after the astronauts got stuck. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably like, oh, fuck no. But anyway, shout out to the ladies. They all look real cute. They look real good. And I heard that Katy Perry was singing when they came back down. That must have been nice. That probably calmed Gayle's nerves, child.
they're really trying to commercialize space exploration and travel. And they literally sent Katy Perry and Gayle King up there for 10 minutes in order to like give us a little presentation. Like, oh, traveling to space is going to be so cool and so fun and such an experience. Like, you sent them up there for 10 minutes. For 10 fucking minutes. Like, I thought it was going to be this whole like long thing, and that's why they were like a little bit scared. But no, you sent them up to space for 10 minutes and then they were back. Like, can you even get up into space and all the way back down within 10 minutes? Like, what was the point of that? And they're going to try to sell that and commercialize it and be like, you guys can all go to space and have this wonderful experience for the low price of $10,000 per. No. Like, what is the point of that? I just don't understand the actual point of that. They made it this whole big thing and then they sent them into space for 10 minutes. And then they were already back down on the ground. And they're going to try to commercialize space travel and make it this whole big thing and sell space. Because the greed is really just that crazy and capitalism just doesn't fucking stop or sleep. This is not even making any sense. No.
Space mission this morning. That's end time. Like, this is beyond parody. Saying that you care about Mother Earth and it's about Mother Earth and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that's single-handedly destroying the planet. Look at the state of the world and think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. For what? For what was the marketing there? And then to try to make it like, I'm disgusted. Literally, I'm disgusted.
Does anyone find it strange that all the women on the Blue Origin have their hair down? I don't know. I mean, you're getting ready to do something like hardcore and you're not going to throw it up in a pony, a French beret, a bun. I just think that's so strange.
Problem isn't the fact that, you know, they went to space for 11 minutes. Issue also isn't that it was all women that went up to space that experienced this that had no training. Up some numbers, okay? Let's think about the pollution that it takes to lift off a rocket into the atmosphere, into the ozone layer, into the world. And the fact that you did that for an 11-minute experience with a whole bunch of women that were wealthy women. Allegedly, it cost $11 million to launch that rocket when everything that is going on in the world with the economy, the global crisis. Also, let's not talk about global warming once again that everyone keeps putting underneath the rug. Global warming, yeah. Think about how much $11 million is and what it can do for a whole bunch of people in the economy that it is. There's people in this world that don't even have water, food, healthcare, education. There's a lot of things that we're failing on, but yet again, we want to publicize that we're sending women up into space for 11 minutes for $11 million. Yeah, that the general public sees this and that they know that, you know, only famous people now will have access to going to space for a whopping $11 million to me is diabolical, especially when you have no training. Also, why would you publicize this in the media? Because is this going to be a thing now? Is this going to be a thing that when y'all guys are bored, y'all guys are going to just rally together and go to space for 10, 20, 30 minutes and just continue to pollute the ozone layer instead of helping what we have going on? Think about the amount of money that you spent to generate that and what you can do and impact actually people, we the people here in the world. It's insane to me. Okay, that to me is what's the problem. It's not about Katy Perry. It's not about Gayle King. It's not about Jeff Bezos. It's about, at the end of the day, the bigger picture here. Pollution. Okay, $11 million. Everything that's going.
No, I don't respect the women that went into space today. I don't respect you at all. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. With everything that's going on, this is what you think is important. How much does that cost? I don't know, $400,000 a person? I don't know. Did they even pay? Was it paid for them? And that's just to fly, not what it costs to launch the rocket and go up and come back. I'm disgusted. This is what they're celebrating. What the news is showing today. It's pathetic. And I just, how can you do that with what's going on right now? How can you cheer that? How can you even think that that's a good thing to do? It's total self-centered bullshit. And a complete waste of money when you could spend that to help someone. For 11 minutes, an 11-minute ride. How cool are you, right? No, you're self-centered bitches. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. But all you care about is yourself. So you don't know how to be ashamed.
Okay, so that is a wrap concerning this reaction. But before we go, I've got a few words that I have to say about surrounding the Blue Origins, the latest space flight featuring Katy Perry, Gayle King, and the rest of the all-female crew. Well, high-figure female crew. But even as the rocket landed safely back on Earth, it seems like the questions have just begun, because here's the thing: what was the real reason for this trip? That's the question everyone is asking across social media platforms, some podcasts, and the news are not going to say that, okay? The news are not going to ask that question. It wasn't a specific scientific mission. It was just for fun. Yeah. And it wasn't even a clear promotional campaign. We don't know that yet. Yeah, I don't want to be called out for misinformation. It's not a campaign yet. We don't know that. At least none from what I've seen or, been told. So then what was it? A celebration? A statement? I don't know. What do you think, guys? We all don't know yet, like the whole reason why this was even publicized. People are trying to figure out that, and until Blue Origin or someone involved gives a full transparent explanation, the speculation isn't speculating. It's not going anywhere. No one is telling us the truth, like the whole reason why this was done, even published. A lot of people are calling this whole thing fishy, and I get it. When you're dealing with billionaires and major media figures going on an 11 trip to the edge of space, the optics alone invite questions. Some say it felt like a project for nothing, like it was all just for fun. Others think it was a sneak peek into some kind of healing, emotional healing, maybe a commercial disguise that's history in the making, something like that. There's also been no clear breakdown of how much this flight actually costed. People are saying that it costed, like 1 million per person, something like that, like per minute. Sorry, even though estimates are floating around that it's in millions, like the total maybe came to millions. And while we can all appreciate how great the ladies looked in those custom flight suits, yeah, they did. They looked amazing. Not denying that they weren't just going to a red carpet event. I mean, I'm so wrapped up. My head is going through a lot. They were launched in space for 10 minutes. That's a short ride for a very long list of concerns. What's striking here is how disconnected this mission seemed from what people are facing on the ground. The whole entire country, America, is dealing with real issues, from inflation and housing instability to veterans struggling to receive proper care, to healthcare workers burned out and underpaid. So when the public sees millions of dollars spent on what looks like a celebrity space tourism ad, it doesn't sit well with a lot of people. And let's not forget, space travel has historically been a symbol of innovation, courage, and the collective pursuit of knowledge. So when that symbol gets wrapped up in a Hollywood glitz and billionaires branding, people start to ask something's being, people start to feel like something is being lost, or worse, that the message is space is the new playground for the ultra rich. So we cannot call this. We can't call them. What do you call the people that go in the space? We can't call them astronauts. No, these were just more like if it was okay. Let's just try and say tourists. Let's just put them in that range. I'm not saying they're tourists. America is their country. Yeah, it kind of sounds okay. Yeah. Now we don't know for sure if there's a big bigger announcement coming after this. Maybe a product launch, a new program, a media campaign, but it's not far-fetched to assume this mission could have been designed to drum up attention for something. The question is what it is. What is it? And that's where we come in. That's where we come in. We need to keep asking questions, keep the conversation going. I need you guys to flood the comment sections. What do you think of this video? Because when public funds, public trust, and public figures are involved, transparency matters. Yeah, so I'm turning this over to you guys. What did you think of this mission? Was it inspirational, wasteful, a little bit of both? Do you think this was just a harmless celebration of female empowerment and space progress, or do you believe there's more to the story that hasn't been told yet? Please let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. Let's talk about it. You know, it's genuinely curious to hear your thoughts. I mean, what or your take on this, especially if you have a different perspective. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, this video, please don't forget to give the whole video a thumbs up and share it with friends and subscribe for more content like this. Yeah, I like sharing videos concerning anything America. Yeah, don't ask me why. I've said it several times in some of my videos. I'll definitely say in my next video. Please stay peaceful.